if we want to live from a place of freedom, is to step out of the dualistic perspective and into a no perspective. And already that sounds crazy, like already you're probably thinking, what the hell is he talking about? How could there be no perspective? So if there's a natural unity, if I'm experiencing unity with you, I'm not going to divide myself from you. It's going to feel like this. There's going to be no division between the speaker and the one listening. Like I was on a walk today doing a walking meditation, and I heard this beautiful bird chirping. And it's wonderful, it's springtime, so the birds are out. And it didn't feel like I was here and the bird was over there. It felt like the bird was just inside of me chirping. So we all know this experience, it's like the experience of when we look at a sunset, or when we stand on the beach, or on a cliff and look out at the ocean, and we feel the hugeness and the vastness of the ocean. We feel a unity with the sky and the seagulls. And we're not busy thinking about anything, dividing the world up. Now, if we're sitting on the edge of the cliff saying, I remember in 8th grade science class that the teacher said that I could see 26.25 miles before the earth started to drop off, then we're in our head. Then all of a sudden we're not communing, we're not experiencing a unity with nature and life, we're experiencing division. And division comes forward as soon as we believe our thoughts. So you can even have thoughts, and they don't even necessarily have to be a problem unless we believe in them. So the reason this is important, I'm not sure why this is important. Why would this be important? If we want to be free, we step out of our mind. We step out of the dividing mechanism and into this hugeness. And there's an experiential, I don't want to call it experience, but an experiential perspective, and perspective is even the wrong word, of unity. And we all know this experience of non-division. So to be free, there's no division between us and each other, us and the sky, us and the earth, us and our mind. And so to be free, we even allow our mind to spin. We're not trying to control it or stop it or get rid of it, but it includes that as well. So I had this really interesting thing happen a couple weeks ago. I think I spoke about it last time. I was really stuck in my mind one day. I got this letter stating that someone or some entity or whatever kind of finagled me out of like a good chunk of money that I don't have. And so right away I went into this kind of like, my body went into panic. My mind went into how dare them. My mind created a lawyer. You guys know the lawyer in your head? It created a lawyer, and it had this gigantic argument that went on just like constantly for a week of why, this person or this entity was wrong for taking this from me, and the more I believed in it, the more I suffered. And the more I believed that they shouldn't have done that, the more tight and tense I became inside, the more like I felt anger boiling. Excuse me. My thoughts were just racing out of control. Like I could literally wake up at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning with a lawyer. I wish I knew a good lawyer from TV, but I never watched those shows because they always made me want to vomit, But anyway, so I had the lawyer in my head, and the person who I was arguing with, they had the or the organization. They had the lawyer in their head, and it was just like this, you know. And at one point I was sitting in meditation, and I literally felt like I was poisoning myself. Like I felt it. It's like in my bloodstream. It was just like poison running through me. I was like, this has got to go. This has got to go. So what I began to do was I began to see that this too is God. The very person, entity, organization, whatever, who took this from me. I said, well, that's God too. This is God too. And as I did this, and this became my mantra, that this is God, this is God, this is God, it began to loosen inside. I began to relax, chill out. It began to be not such a terrible thing. I think it took me maybe a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, maybe just a week, to get to a place of being okay with it. I've just seen that money comes and money goes. You know, life comes in and it goes out. But as soon as we hold on to it and say, this is mine, you know, then we can get in a lot of trouble. We can really suffer. And so the funny thing is that that the disagreement is still happening, you know, and I'm still going to, try to get it back. So it's not, the teaching isn't to be a doormat and to let go. I'm still going to work to get it back. But if it doesn't come back, you know, that's okay. If it comes back double, that's okay too. And so to be free, we have to be okay. We have to be okay with everything. And sometimes being okay means we breathe through it. Breathe through a panic attack. Breathe through intense anger. And sometimes it means, oh yeah, no problem. You know, like they say in the Caribbean, everything's just no problem. Or in India, you know, it's 5 minutes. You know, just wait here 5 minutes. And it's like 5 hours later, you're still waiting, but you know it's just no problem for them. So this is the invitation of non-duality, is to begin to see life as divine, as everything is God, as everything is us. That it's not outside of us,